Good morning, dear Dharma friends. August the 11th. I'm sitting here in the beautiful little house that we and you in particular as a community created. It's really different from the tent. It feels different. It's quieter, more solid, more protective. Interesting. So in gratitude, I bow to you. I have a little treat of a sort. After the meditation, I'm going to play you the interview that I try to anyway, that was on KPTV yesterday. It's all queued up and hopefully I can make it work over the net. Yesterday was a challenging day for me. Is the guitar coming through?
Not well.
Not well? Let me try something else. How about that?
I don't know if it's my ears, but I'm just hearing one little note, not a chord or a strum.
What do you think, Dave?
Me. Okay.
He's got a headset on. So I woke up anxious yesterday, more than usual. Couldn't shake it all day, it just kept coming up. Was it the news? I couldn't pinpoint it. Late afternoon, I sat for a little while. And I remembered the Buddhist antidote for anxiety. One, of course, is wisdom. And there's the 5 daily recollections, which I'm going to share with you this morning in place of the refuges. In a certain way, they're very similar. The Buddha recommended that we do this practice daily. I am of the nature to age. I have not gone beyond aging. I am of the nature to age. I have not gone beyond aging. Is this true? Is this really true? I am of the nature to sicken. I've not gone beyond sickness. I am of the nature to fall ill. Is this true? Is this really true? I am of the nature to die. I've not gone beyond dying. I am of the nature to die, to pass away. I've not gone beyond dying. Is this true? Is this really true? All that is mine, beloved and pleasing, will become separated from me. All that is mine, all that I cherish, will become separated from me. Is this true? Is it really true? I am the owner of my intentional actions. I'm the owner of my karma, heir to my karma, born of my karma, abide supported by my karma. Whatever karma I shall do, of that I shall be the heir. Is this true? Thus should we frequently recollect, said the Buddha. Medicine for anxiety. And a poem of great beauty by Lin Ungar. Camas lilies. Consider the lilies of the field, the blue banks of camas opening into acres of sky along the road. Would the longing to lie down and be washed by that beauty abate, if you knew their usefulness, how the natives ground their bulbs for flour, how the settlers' hogs uprooted them, grunting in gleeful oblivion as the flowers fell? And you, what of your rushed and useful life? Imagine setting it all down, papers, plans, appointments, everything, leaving only a note. Gone to the fields to be lovely. Be back when I'm through blooming. Even now, unneeded and uneaten, the camas lilies gaze out above the grass from their tender blue eyes. Even in sleep your life will shine, make no mistake. Of course, your work will always matter. Yet Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. And what of you with your rushed and useful life? Imagine setting it all down, papers, plans, appointments, everything, leaving only a note. Gone to the fields to be lovely. Be back when I'm through with blooming. Even now, unneeded and uneaten, the camas lilies gaze out above the grass. From their tender blue eyes, even in sleep, your life will shine. Make no mistake. Of course, your work will always matter. Yet Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. I love the line. Gone to the fields to be lovely. I'll be back when I'm through with blooming. So let's be lovely in sitting, my friends. Let's sit here and be unproductive in a certain sort of way. In the way that has tension and achievement. Instead, let's just be here. What if there really is only now? Can you be here for now? Can you be here for this in-breath, for this out-breath? Being here for the warmth in some part of the body, for the coolness in another, being here for the pleasure in the body. A little experiment you can try is to make a small smile, almost imperceptible. See if there's pleasure in that. And if there's pain, unpleasant sensations, letting there be room for that too. Letting each breath draw you into this present moment. There may be thoughts, there may be memories or plans. There could be emotion, there could be anxiety, there could be calm. There could be desire, wanting, grasping, or pushing away, pushing against, fighting, disliking. The mind could be restless and agitated, or calm and concentrated. Could be wide awake or sleepy dull. There could be some doubt. Allow the breath to comfort you, to be that home base that you long for. Each breath offers an invitation to be present with the body. Each wandering mind does the same with the mind. They say, be alive, allow your beauty to show. Bask in the beauty of your being. as we awaken in the present, and as thoughts are seen as thoughts, time falls away. There really is only now. It's not a theory or hypothesis. Awaken in now, in this moment. the mind might become concerned about time, or have some thought about what, quote, I must do today, or perhaps some tightness in some relationship. Notice how these all arise in one place and time, which is now. And there's no predicting what will arise when. What is predictable is that everything which arises will pass away. And so we practice vipassana meditation, seeing things as they truly are, impermanent, unsatisfactory, because of that impermanence. And we watch as that which we think of as a self arises and disappears. The path of wisdom. We can look at another facet of this that we take to be a self, and remember the aspiration. I aspire to love and accept myself, and therefore my experience exactly as I am in this moment. We might draw to mind something with which we're fighting psychologically and emotionally in ourselves or in the outer world. This shouldn't be like this. I shouldn't be like this. I should have done something different, or they should have done something different. And what if we were to consider that perhaps the circumstances of our life and the world are exactly what we need today to awaken? They are the exact challenges that we need. And so we would conjure up acceptance and equanimity. I aspire to accept myself and the world as it is right now. I aspire to stop fighting against reality. I aspire to let the tension in my chest just melt away, holding the breath to prepare for some blow or some monumental challenge. being like the camas lilies, gone to the fields to be lovely. I'll be back when I'm through with blooming. Blooming right now. Blooming today, blooming in every encounter today. And we might imagine on the in-breath that we say something kind to ourselves, maybe something like, I love you, with your name at the end. I love you and I really want you to be happy. I love you and I accept you. It's okay to not be worried. It's okay to not be anxious. Things will get done or not done, and it doesn't matter. I will do my best. And on the out-breath, you might think of a loved one or friends or maybe everyone on the planet. Please let yourself blossom like the camas lilies today. So we breathe in love and peace, and we breathe out love and peace. And please now, let yourself really land in the body, this one-of-a-kind body, ever. Notice the contact pressure with the cushion or the floor. Notice the life in your hands, what you take to be your hands and fingers and toes, face, chest. Bringing life and love into your lips, your tongue. Notice how you can move your tongue around. Simply think of it and it moves. And then bringing attention, life into the eyes. And into the field of awareness that can form intentions. And then intend for your eyes to open. And then notice what happens. We do it hundreds, thousands of times a day, but why not do it this time with great awareness, seeing? Seeing, and then we get to see each other. What's at your end of this dyadic thing? I bet it isn't a face. Because we have no face at our own end. What is experientially present at our end is a field of awareness, which is filled by you, in my case. Seeing. So I'm going to try to share this 4-minute video clip with you. Jim, would you let me know if it fails?
Okay.
Share screen. Share computer sound. Optimize screen share for video clip. Select clip. Share.
Fox News.
And Buddhist meditation teacher has been easing the minds of many during the COVID-19 era through his morning meditation podcast. More Spencer Thomas is in the studio this morning to tell us all about it and how fans are now rallying around him to show him some love. Hi, Spencer.
Hi, Stephanie. Yeah, that's right. So Beaverton's Robert Beatty is reaching people worldwide through his daily guided meditation sessions via Zoom. And since he can't be at his meditation center due to COVID-19, he's continuing his practice from the comfort of his backyard in a tent. But one out-of-state listener is about to change that. Take a look.
Good morning, dear Dharma friends. Well, I've been teaching insight meditation, mindfulness in Portland since 1979. And I taught in 5 different locations. Back in 2004, we purchased a lovely old church in Southeast Portland. And we've been flourishing there. My Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock, I've been broadcasting live to the net for 6 years or so. And then along came COVID. I remember so well the decision to close the center. I didn't think of the morning session right away. It took a few days. And I broadcast 3 mornings from the dining room table. That was not a marriage-friendly solution. So I moved. You'll notice over there's a little shed, and that's our earthquake shed. And I tried in there for 3 days, and it was too claustrophobic. And I thought, well, why not set up in the tent? The format has a little introduction, and then we do a singing of the Buddhist refuges. Refuge in being awake, being with what one discovers when one is really present, and also in the community of practice. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. And then I do a guided meditation for about half an hour, and then a little short teaching, and then I open it up to the community, and people are very respectful, and people share what's going on, and some of it's been about the isolation of COVID, deaths that people have experienced. It's become remarkably intimate for going through the technology.
Yep, thank you very much.
You're welcome. People have joined in from all over the place. Someone tuned in from Doha in the Middle East. There was a fellow from Brazil, and there's several around the country, Mississippi. So it's become bigger than PIMC. And so I decided that I would continue when we go back. When is that? Is it a year from now? I mean, it's not soon. A woman I've never met in person from Michigan, I think, suggested that she do a GoFundMe to bring a tough shed with a nice glass door and 2 significant windows and insulation. We're calling it the Buddha Broadcasting Network West, the Beaverton branch. And I'll have a place that'll work in the autumn and winter. Take this with you into your life and stay compassionate toward your own experiences. You know, it's not about being in 2 places at once, or it's about being here. My teacher, Ruth Dennison, my teacher for 40 years, passed away 5 years ago now. When someone would say he or she or they had an out-of-body experience, it wasn't the right thing to say around her, because she'd say, out of body, out of body. Can you be in your body for 30 seconds? And present. So that's really the essence of it. While the tradition I come from, Theravadan Buddhism, is extraordinary. The Buddha wasn't a Buddhist, and he didn't teach Buddhism. He taught the Dharma. He taught the way the mind works and the fact that we can train the mind. I just try to be a good translator and almost more like a transformer to bring these high voltage teachings into an amperage and voltage that Westerners can really embrace.
A very wise man right there. And Robert Beatty also just published a book called Mindfulness for a Happy Life, New Teachings of an Old Tradition for Today's World, available on Amazon. And for more information, of course, you can head to our website at kptv.com/moregdo.
I love that. I mean, even hearing him speak actually, like, kind of give me some peace, you
Right?
know? Just that feeling. And by the way, that GoFundMe, I just heard from our producer, was set at $10,000, and he already surpassed that at $11,000. So some great news there.
Amazing.
Well, Spencer, thank you.
Yeah. Right now I'm experiencing, there's about 10 or maximum maybe 15 minutes when the sun comes in over the house and under the trees. It's really quite delicious. So, that's really all I have to say today. I'm going to open up, and there's Alicia. Thank you again, my dear. Did I get the state wrong?
Yep, you got the state spot on.
Oh, good. Yay.
Beautiful interview.
So, what's happening for you today? How are you? Is there anything you'd like to share?
Hi, Robert. It's Steffi. I had trouble sleeping last night, and so then I was trying to find a podcast to listen to, and all of them were news, what's going on with our administration, different things like that. And then I went from insomnia to anxiety. So anyway, this is like a really nice way to wake up and start the day. Thank you so much.
Jim just asked, is there a link to this interview? Not yet on the website, though I will put it on the Connections email list. And also my new blog on robertbeatty.com/blog, I have failed. I succeeded with one poem, and then yesterday I tried to put another one up, and it just wouldn't take it. But I hope I'm going to meet with Molly today, and so hopefully I'll put that link up there today too. I will put it on Facebook as well. Oh, the marketing process. What to do in the middle of the night with insomnia? Just getting up and sitting is really powerful. And also, Sandra Kornblatt, a student friend of mine in Seattle, has a website called restfulinsomnia.com, I think it is. And she has all kinds of very good guidance. She does it. She professionally consults with people around insomnia, and I mean, one of her strategies is the strategy: get up and sit, and watch the show, and then gradually it'll unwind, and mindfulness will help us get deeper and deeper. And then when you get into the nods, go back to sleep, or just stay up and sit for as long as you do, because that in itself is profoundly restful. Even sitting with the crazy mind. It's hard to believe, but you know, when you come out of the trance of anxiety for a few seconds, you're out. Oh, Dave Mayer, you're quick. Here's a link to the interview on the KPTV website. Wow. Huh.
Robert, I just posted that link on the Facebook page for the IMC.
Yay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry that went to you personally by mistake. I reposted it to the group chat.
Huh. How cool is that? Dave, that picture of the cat with me, the cat's a little close. I'm allergic.
I have a couple of those pictures. She is very bonded to me, and she likes to settle in next to the computer and meditate with you. And every time she does, I take a picture and put it up.
That's funny.
Incredible companion.
Yeah.
I have to say, I had an experience. Oh, I'll give you a video. Forgive the hair. I have COVID hair. In your guided meditation, you got to the point of accept. I should be this. I should be that, and to accept where we are. I always stumble with that, and had an interesting time with that this morning, because I then looked at the voice that was saying I should, and it turned into this attack beast. And I decided, oh, okay, well, say welcome to the attack beast. And suddenly, the attack beast was me. I'm the one saying should and not, and saying all those nasty things that I learned from, early childhood. And then I just sort of embraced that and said, well, that's me. Okay, that's, rather than ignoring it, walked into it and realized there's a snarling beast inside of me that say yes. So I greeted it, and we went out and danced in the yard.
Is it me or not me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get that far.
It's the thing about it is that it's such a revelation when we discover that those processes are autonomous, they're programmed. However, and we can't turn them off. However, through taking that stance of openness and awareness and acceptance, we discover that they are thoughts, they are emotions, they are not personal. It's weather, and boy, that then does a number on them.
Well, I get there, and I can sit there and watch there's a Mount Vesuvius of thought that happens in here. But in meditating, it's, as I've done it, it's stepping aside and watching it. But it's like I don't know how to put it, by owning it. The words are failing. By owning it, I don't deny it, I guess. I don't. That's not me. That's over there. That's just that thing over there that's going like that. But to listen to that voice, oh well, that's the same voice that says, "Gee, I'm a lovely person," or "I do this or do that," and it's. I don't know. I'm going to have to explore that, as I say.
Sounds like you're already in the middle of it very beautifully.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, David.
Hey Robert, this is Vic.
Hey, Vic.
Hey, good morning. My mind has a kind of an addiction to busyness.
I recognize that in me. Yeah.
And in addition to having a full-time job, I have 2 additional side gigs. And life is just getting a little chaotic. And there's a lot of, I think, craving and wanting that's happening in terms of wanting something to be done a certain way, wanting something to be complete, which is getting to be a little painful. I was wondering if you could speak to craving.
Well, you've heard me before talk about completion lust.
Right.
There's that, the mind gets an idea, I'm going to get these 100 plants planted, or I'm going to get this email done, or I'm going to get these, and then the present moment is not okay, and then we're leaning into the future, and we stop breathing, and there's a fantasy, unconscious, that if I just get this done, then I'll have arrived. And then we get that millionth and 7 done, and then there's another one. And the only interruption is to, I think, is to interrupt it. You know, I don't know if you've heard, I had a particular experience of this one time years ago in a previous house that I lived in. I had a whole afternoon, and I had 100 little plants, 100 little vinca plants that I was going to put in on this hillside. And I had drawn out a pattern for them, and about one every 18 inches or so, because they grow. And I decided that I would do it mindfully, and I had a little bag of fertilizer and a bag of compost, and I was going to to plant each plant with a little prayer. Scrape away the bark dust, dig a little hole with my little hand shovel, and then put in a little pinch of fertilizer and a couple of handfuls of compost, and then dig it up nicely, dig it all in, and then take the plant out and say a little prayer over the plant, and then put it in the ground. And I had no time pressure externally. And what I discovered was, again and again, I'd find myself hurrying. I'd forget that I'm doing a practice of planting these plants with love. And, come back and see them a year or two later, and they'll have done this whole thing. But it was a very interesting practice because, and when I woke up out of the trance of rush, I would sit and breathe for a minute and just see if I could find myself again. And that was so hard because completion lust was saying, plant it, hurry up, plant it. And I know that's the same and the computer is very prone to that. I know a lot of your work is on the computer, and it's so hard to stop. And, there's a little timer on, I forget where it is on the website, but it is on the website. You can download and you can set it to ring a gong. It's under resources, maybe. You can set it to ring a gong randomly, anywhere from 1 minute, a random gong. And you can set the parameters. And that's a really interesting thing to do. And then when it rings, to discipline yourself to stop, stand up, breathe, and then go back to work. Completion lust, desire, wanting, and it's the I want to arrive. I want to arrive somewhere that I'm safe. If I just get enough work done, I'll be safe. Or maybe someone will love me. Maybe I'll love me. But it is a madness, and it's very much supported in modernity.
Thank you.
That was in one of the threads in the anxiety yesterday, and there's a little bit of it today still. It's like there's something wrong, and I have to do something to make it right. And I don't know what that is, and so I have to hurry. I've got to get this done because then maybe I'll be a little more safe. Or maybe I'll feel a little good about myself. When safe and feeling good are intrinsic to our being, if we allow ourselves to settle back and be beautiful camas lilies. It is built right into our schooling. How many years did you go to school, Vic? A lot. And did they ever say once okay, now, we've done a lot of thinking and problem solving and comparing and contrasting, and how about for the next half hour, we're going to sit here and be. And anytime thinking arises, notice it as thinking and realize how unimportant it is. Maybe there was Jim or something, but not in my formal education.
No, that was not part of the curriculum.
I mean, I went to social work school for 3 years, and even there, they never once mentioned it. I just looked at the time, and I will not be able to run very much over. We can run over a few minutes, but we have a PIMC board meeting this morning. Although the board member here into my shed. But anybody else sitting with something, please let yourself be heard.
Robert?
Hello, Pamela.
Hi. I've been sitting with this for a few days, and I'm finding myself combination of depressed, which I just am never depressed, so this is foreign soil for me. Angry, confused, and really fatigued. And I think it's the COVID. I think it's the quarantine, but it's just been a struggle to do anything. I'm happy to just sit or sleep or
Yeah.
and that's been a struggle for me lately. And I found I don't want to share that with people, so I decided to take the leap and share it here.
Yeah, it's I suppose you have a belief that you should be cheerful and on top of it, and that the world shouldn't get you down, and here you are on a somewhat socially isolated, you're on a bit of a retreat from life, and the usual distractions aren't working. And so another side, another part of you is revealed, which is a pretty normal part for many of us, and these are extraordinary times. You know, the powerlessness that can come in, and there's a part of me that keeps thinking this is going to be over next week, and it's not a conscious part, but it's like this can't go on for another X months, and the same is true for me with the political stuff. I can't believe that my sense of rightness or fairness is violated every day. There's some new affront, some new attack on normal, which is not stopped. And there's a, even as I'm saying this, like, what? Somebody has to do, mom and dad need to wake up and stop this, you know. So, and what to do, I think, what we do is to open up and recognize that this depressive, anxious mood is there, and then to let it flow through and to keep coming back to the present. But it's challenging practice.
It is.
I wonder how much alcohol and marijuana consumption has gone up in recent months, because I'm sure it's way up. That when reality becomes unbearable, we seek ways to alter consciousness. It's quite a different thing to stay awake and then to see parts of ourselves get illuminated. And to share. Thank you for sharing it. I am sure that there are 15 people on this broadcast who are saying, oh, thank you, that was helpful. I too have something like that happening, or maybe more.
Hey, Robert.
Russell.
I just wanted to add to what you said. We have a very disturbed, profoundly sick man in the White House, and his administration reflects him. And I think depression is not an unreasonable response. The crisis of COVID would be much different if we had a more human individual there who actually cared about people in the country. So, not surprising to me that those of us who are motivated by something other than rapacious self-greed and self-aggrandizement would have reactions to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a sign of our sanity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to mention that I had a class in graduate school. No, it was in undergraduate, where one of the assignments was that once every week for an hour, we were to stare out the window and space out, because that's when the most creative thoughts come.
Wow.
It was experimental psych, and it was a fabulous class.
Huh. A wise professor there.
It was absolutely. Thank you, all of you.
Mm-hmm. Well, dear friends, I think I should go and be somewhat punctual. Thank you for joining with us together this morning. Is anybody sitting on something that's pressure that would really needs to be said?
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. A disembodied voice. Okay, do we have kids? I don't know that we do this morning. Let's go out on Ya Fatah then. The words Ya Fatah from Islam, may the path of your heart open before you. Nice words, isn't it? May the path of your heart open before you. Ya Fatah. And we'll do it 6 times and we fill our hands with the love in our hearts and then share the merit with all beings. So I'm going to unmute everybody and we'll Ya Fatah our way out. There's that. Unmute. There we go. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. Have a lovely day, dear friends. Blooming like camas lilies. Bye-bye.
Join me on Saturday for some mindful, quiet movement.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Jim. Sign up early. Goodbye, everybody. Hello, Allison. Oh. Bye-bye. Goodbye, dear friends on Facebook. Sorry you couldn't see that video. Tune in